Wow, meth gators. It's like the new Sharknado.
That's fantastic, but it's real though.
I know. It's scary.
It's awesome.
Obey NWO.
Welcome everyone to the Nerd World Order podcast. This is Abel, and joining me as always are my co-hosts and co-conspirator CJ.
Hello.
And Barker.
Please don't flush your meth down the toilet, people. That scares the shit out of me
We would
now.
appreciate it.
Oh my god.
Just give it to me. I'll take care of it properly.
I'll dispose of it properly.
Yes.
The NWO is where we're trying to take over the world by spreading the weekly pop culture news from across different genres, which include movies, comics, TV shows, or anything that we consider nerd. The Nerd World Order podcast, the greatest entertainment since 2017. This is definitely not the show I envisioned at all. Like, I wasn't even expecting you fucks to be here because you were like, oh, I'm not going to do it.
What told you said we were doing it?
No, I mean, like, when we first scheduled the show. Because
Oh.
you had to work and you hadn't seen it and you were working too. So I'm like,
Let's not have seen it.
yeah. And then Andres is like, oh, I'll be there. I'm the only one that wants. I'm like, cool. And then it's like, hey, Andres, like, when are we recording? He never said anything. And then it's like, hey, are you even? Oh, completely forgot. Yeah, convenient, dickbag.
I really thought you were
We
That's
had a
big
chance to
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought you were just going to hand jive yourself for the whole show just by
I was.
yourself.
I legit was about to start at 8, and then I see you guys coming out.
I told you, dude. Like, I will pull up that. Like, it was like 7:25.
For a second, I was wondering what was on your belly. I'm like, why does he have like something drawn on his belly? It's your glasses. Yeah, it's your glasses. Well, welcome
My eyes
everyone
been hurting.
to the Nerd World Order.
which is super interesting to everyone listening right now.
Yeah, that was at 7:24. I was like, if we don't get there at 8, he's going to start. We're going to be, like, right when you're ending, like, what?
And of course, we made it on time, like I knew we would, as always.
Like, please put that on the Instagram just so people know, like, where CJ was right before the show started. At 7:24.
That's awesome.
We made it on time, if you'll notice.
You did.
7:59, so yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No, I know! No, if it wasn't for me, we
You
would have
act
got
like-
here. We would have got here Wednesday at, like, 11 o'clock.
The idea that you have control over any of this is laughable.
No, bullshit.
It's all.
I do. Poll question on that. Do I have control over this?
Of course not. No.
If anybody knows CJ, they know that that's going to come back 100% yes.
They know that you don't have control over shit. I do what I want.
This is a super fractured show today already, as you can tell. So none of us got a drink of the show because they were discombobulated. So it's fine.
yeah. Shit.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's Monday, so it's fine. But we do have some poll questions.
Oh, we had a ton.
Yeah. So,
Let's get riled up.
does Andres have a big head?
I want to start saying yeet.
No, don't start saying yeet.
Don't say
Why?
yeet.
No.
It's fun.
No.
Should I start saying yeet? Pull question.
If it was
I want
26...
the
If it
options
was
to be yeet or not yeet.
neat...
Yeah, that works. I'm good with it.
if it was 2016, maybe.
Yeah.
It's 2019.
Yeah.
Did you just not figure out that was a word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! Wow.
It's been since 2016?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least.
It's been a...
Yeet started as a thing where they used to go around like pulling on people's hair, like yeet.
No.
Yeah, you're
Well, what's the 2019 version of yeet?
not yeet.
No, that's lame.
Occur?
Does Andres have a big head? 100% said yes.
He does.
Fuck out of here. 100% said yes.
Yeah.
Would you be more inclined to suck testicles if they tasted like Blue Moon? 75% said yes. Do we need more consistent polling? 100% said no. Like large volumes of polls, 50-50. Is that thing over there cool? 100% said yes.
It actually was. Good job,
Do you
guys.
like breathing air? 100% said yes.
Oh, somebody's it's like, no, I don't.
What's your stance on breathing air? 100% said meh, take it or leave it. Existing? 100% said bad. Does everyone else suck? 100% said yes. Did Mysterio cause Columbine? 100% said yes.
I gotta tell you, I love our audience. I really do. They're
Is that the worst take given on the show? 50-50. Do you know that was Ralphie? 7% said yes. Is Abel father?
Bullshit. Nobody knew that was Ralphie.
Is Abel father of the year? 7% said yes. Is Abel's big baby a big baby? 100% said yes.
Oh, that's just mean.
Does Izzy bring more to the show than CJ? 7% said yes.
Good job, guys.
Did you want to murder yourself after seeing Requiem for a Dream? 50-50. Is that crazy? 100% said yes. Do you think Taron Egerton can play Wolverine? 90% said yes. That's pretty overwhelming, actually. Do you think someone named Egerton has enough edge? 100% said yes. Do you get that reference? 100% said yes. Should CJ move to Saskatchewan? 100% said yes.
Yeah.
Are baseball shirts cool? 67% said yes.
That should be higher up.
Is that what that is? 50-50. Is there goodness in CJ's heart? 75% said no. Are people assholes? 78% said yes. I feel like I ask that every week.
They're really big assholes.
Are we halfway done with the polls this week? 100% said no. Can we calm down? 75% said no. Right now, by the time Abel's listening and editing, is he fucking pissed about the poll questions? And is it funny? Is he laughing while he's editing this? Haha, fuck you, Abel. 100% said yes.
What were you?
No.
Oh.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how terrible is this radio? 33% said 1. 33% said a 5, and 33% said a 10.
I mean, they're not wrong, so.
Please die. 75% said yes. Is Thor a badass? 100% said yes. Get your shit together. 75% said yes. Yeah. Do we? 50-50. So those are our poll questions. If you guys ever want to vote on our polls, follow us on Twitter at NWO1. We do sometimes have a question of the show that goes on Facebook and Twitter. We didn't have one last week, but I will have one for this week, so you guys should check us out. Well, now transitioning to our other world famous segment, #ShitWhitneysays. Whitney has done a lot for us actually this past couple past couple of weeks. He's told like 1,000 friends to like the show, and so far they have. So we appreciate this. If you are a new listener, I'm sorry, but thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, Whitney's always giving us his 2 cents on what he thinks about the show.
Now we're going to rag on your friend right now for a good 10 minutes.
What I call him, Shitney? Yeah. So, #Shitwhitneysays. Here we go. I think Abel just forgot he had a child babysitting. I feel babysitting is like a universal term of like looking after a child, whether it's yours or not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah. I'm just because I say babysit doesn't mean
I've said babysitting about my kids. So,
yeah.
I still feel like if it's your kid, you're watching your child, and then.
Well, what are you doing when you're watching a child?
You're watching your child.
You're babysitting.
No, I think if somebody else is watching a child, it's babysitting.
Yeah.
Did it die? It didn't die.
Did it die? Full question.
I agree with Parker's comment regarding Blue Moon.
Yeah, Parker.
Did he call me Parker?
He certainly did.
Thanks, Shitney.
I don't ever.
Wow.
I don't want him to ever know what
now I don't want to be on Whitney's side now.
Dude,
now I'm actually pro Blue Moon.
He thinks Adress's name is Anders or something, so it's fine.
Anders from fucking Workaholics. Yeah.
We got AJ and then we got Abed and AJ and Parker. Thanks, Shitney.
Thanks, Shitney. Awesome. I hit the wrong B.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to double up comment onto Facebook as well. Increase that social media interaction because algorithms. Oh yeah, I saw that.
He was doing that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Whitney. Big Shitney.
Whitney puts more effort in the show than we do.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's why he gets his own segment, so I appreciate that. Let me turn this down a little bit. Okay. 90s sound like Hanson, and Hanson apparently is back. Proof time is cyclical. Well, I could have told you that.
Yeah.
Time is cyclical. Mm-hmm. Jean Grey always had potential as Marvel Girl. In the comics, she grew into her powers. Then she merged with the Phoenix entity and was most powerful mutant aside from Franklin Richards and some of Jean and Scott's future children.
Yeah.
Well, Franklin Richard isn't a mutant. He's a full Fantastic Four. X-Men trivia is how my wife and I bond. LOL. I also was hoping Power Rangers would just continue instead of rebooting.
Yeah.
I liked Iron Man 2 and X-Men Dark Phoenix. Fight me.
Hell yeah, I have an ally.
CJ hates Iron Man because he fights Captain America.
That's not true. I don't hate... I love Iron Man.
I love Captain America, but I like Iron Man. I mean, just because they fought doesn't mean I'm going to hate him.
Yeah, I genuinely love Iron Man. I cried when he died. I mean, shit. Edit that out.
Why? I cried.
Dude, it's been over a month. No.
Spoilers, yeah.
Oh, dude, we're gonna talk about it. It's the highest grossing movie of all time. If you were listening to this, you've seen it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I cried when he died. I love Iron Man. You love Iron Man,
Fight to the death, I'm in. Disney didn't have the balls to put the balls on the Lions. That's what I'm saying. We'll talk about that too.
They didn't have balls?
No, they didn't have balls. I'm looking
Lions
for
have
lion
balls.
balls, and there wasn't lion balls.
Wait, you were purposely.
Yeah,
you went to the Lion King movie. You sat down with your soda and your popcorn.
Looking for
lion balls.
Yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
There should be lion balls. I would have been looking for lion balls.
CJ's DBZ cherry has been popped. I recommend at MHAMA official finally watching it, and it is fantastic. Bitching is part of CJ's soul.
Duh.
Oh yeah. That's how he survives.
I invited over 150 of my friends to like you guys on Facebook last week. You're welcome.
Woo!
So yeah, thanks Whitney. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Whitney.
Hashtag ShitWhitneysays. We really appreciate it.
But also, fuck you, Whitney.
Yeah.
Complaining is a great hobby. Like, it's just a cool time killer. Like, it's fun.
It annoys people.
It does, dude.
I feel like humans need energy, in order to exist. And CJ just complaining. Like if he doesn't complain for an hour, he starts getting really
we need
weak.
food for sustenance. He just complains for sustenance.
He gets all
why is it so cold in here?
Yeah, he gets all emaciated, like Superman, with
when
if he doesn't get the sun, yeah.
This is kind of apropos. I don't know a little bit, but I was totally thinking of writing a story where I'm the main character. My motto is "fuck that." Like that's my go-to phrase.
What a terrible superhero!
No, but it's not superhero. It's just me.
Oh my god, he's drowning. Can you please help him?
Fuck that.
Well, but it's cool and funny. But anyway, it's not. I'm not a superhero. I'm just an asshole.
You said superhero though.
No, he just said he was gonna do a book where his
story
motto,
I thought
not his catchphrase, his motto.
Yeah, it's just it's like the bit is I say it at least once an episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Willis. That's what I'm talking about, Willis.
Yeah. Fuck that. I'm doing it, and not start complaining about something. So it's apropos. Yes, that would be me. It's funny. I would do that.
What's the deal with airplane food?
It's delicious.
Anyways, fuck Andres, but we always do remember him by honoring his memory. He's not dead or anything, but honoring his memory on the show by reviewing the biggest anime hot topics of the week. The Andres Loza Memorial Anime Minute. One Piece's Wano Country arc is in full swing in the anime, and fans have already been introduced to a little of the new world. Luffy's just getting started too, and he's already gotten into some trouble with a chance encounter with a few of Kaido's forces. But with this ruckus, fans were introduced to the newest addition to the character roster, the mysterious young girl, Otama. In the plucky young girl's first introduction to Luffy, fans got a tease of what seems to be the devil's fruit power as she pulled off a part of her cheek and tried to feed it to a baboon guard in the hopes that it would become her ally as a result.
Jesus.
Yeah, there you go.
One Piece is getting fucking real.
More like chickpeas.
Eh.
In all seriousness, though, there was a fire at a animation studio. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I did
in
hear
Japan,
about
in
that.
Kyoto. There was 20 of the 33 victims died, and 20 of the 33 people that died were women. I guess they were really high on hiring women and stuff, and that really fucking sucks because as it is, it's hard enough to be a woman in any industry, and when you're being set ablaze, it just sucks. So thoughts go to all the people affected in Japan. And I know we make light of the anime thing with Andres and stuff, but anime brings a lot of enjoyment to a lot of people, so that fucking sucks.
Yeah, you just got that got really grim.
Yeah,
all of a
no,
Hey, man,
I just thought I'd bring it up.
They
man.
actually died.
Yeah,
so
they-
yeah, no,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, that sucks, but yeah, that just got really grim.
Yeah,
Hey, life is grim.
life is great, man.
Is life grim? Pull question.
Hey CJ,
Yeah.
do you love the NWO?
Yeah.
Do you like supporting things you love by giving them an amount of money so small that you wouldn't notice or feel leaving your bank account?
Yeah.
Then you'd be perfect to donate to the NWO cause, which will help us create more content and become a better podcast. Is that something you like to do?
Yeah.
Then visit us on patreon.com/NoRuledOrder and give us a monthly donation to help us out. Or if you want, give us a one-time donation. Please go to our PayPal at NoRuledOrder2@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, and remember folks, obey the NWO. I did the show a little bit different this week because I feel we're gonna get more conversation out of all the news that came out of Comic-Con, and I'm sure you guys heard a lot of it, but I kind of boiled everything down into bite-sized pieces that we can kind of ingest as far as like real quick hits, because there was a lot of news that was released for Comic-Con. But Barker just got out of the movie, so it's kind of fresh in his mind. And have you seen the original one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm
Who
gonna...
the fuck didn't?
You'd be surprised.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Poll question on that.
Have you seen, or do you know anybody that hasn't seen the original 1994 Lion King? Poll question. So what I did is I flipped this at this part of the show, so we can kind of slightly talk about it and then move forward and then talk about the San Diego Comic-Con, which I think is going to be more of the news this week. So, Lion King 2019, directed by Jon Favreau, who also directed the Jungle Book version of this, and obviously we know him as Happy Hogan, and he directed Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, so he has his fingers in a lot of things.
Holes.
So, yeah. This movie,
Jon Favreau has his fingers in a lot of holes. Full question.
This movie starring Donald Glover Gambino as Simba. We have Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. I can never say his name.
Chiwetel
Baron
Mordo from Doctor Strange.
I can say his last name, Ejiofor,
Okay.
as Scar. Alfred Woodard as Sarabi. Billy Eichner as Timon. John Candy as Rafiki. John Oliver as Zazu. James Earl Jones reprising his role as Mufasa. He's the only one that did both movies. And we have Beyonce Knowles, or just Beyonce, as Nala. This is obviously an adaptation of the 1994 movie that came out to huge rave success. It was actually the first, or one of the first, movies to ever be nominated for Best Picture, I think.
I can see that.
Yeah, in 1994.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I think I have that right.
Well,
so.
and also you forgot the hyenas with Keegan-Michael Key and Eric Andre.
Eric Andre, yeah. Well, yeah. I got
part
this,
of the movie.
Yeah, I got this from Wikipedia. They didn't have it. So apparently, those who
you
managed
went on that Wikipedia,
yeah,
did you?
a lot of this is
Okay.
Wikipedia.
Oh, okay, good job.
This is the 9th live-action adaptation that Disney's done from one of the old cartoons. So back in the early 2000s, 2000 to 2001, they did 101 and 102 Dalmatians. And it wasn't until 2014 when they started that trend again. So they did Maleficent, Cinderella, Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Aladdin, and Lion King. And actually, Dumbo, Aladdin, and Lion King are all this year, with 2 more this year. The Maleficent sequel and then Lady and the Tramp. So it's kind of the snake eating its own tail now. It's kind of like...
Going back full circle.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah.
There's a Lady in the Tramp live action?
Yeah,
well, there's going to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people probably thought about Lion King. It's like
Jump the Shark to me, but whatever. Maybe not.
You should see the Wikipedia page of like all the ones that are subject to come out. Like it's a bunch of them.
I'd like to see the
Mulan one looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not gonna have Mushu in it.
No,
though.
there are certain movies that would lend themselves well to that. I would say Lion King could. Yeah. Mulan certainly. That'd be a really good
think
one.
where they have to go now, and I'll get to it as far as like my thoughts on the movie, The Lion King. You have to have certain aspects that translates well to not live action, but like photorealistic movies. Photorealism. And that's probably the biggest difference, I think, between the Jungle Book and Lion King, where the Jungle Book had one human character, and the Lion King, and they were all animals, and that's kind of where I'm going to get here to in a little bit. But box office.
But just the Lady and the Tramp doesn't seem like it would.
Yeah, well,
I think it's one of those, like he was saying, like it's more, you could kind of do a little bit more without all the CGI. I mean, really all you'd have to do is maybe 6-7 animals, and then the rest is humans.
It seems weird.
So anyways, box office. This brought in $185 million domestically, which blew out not only the competition but their expectations. They really only quotation marks 135. It's already brought in 531 million worldwide.
Damn.
And just this year, Disney by itself has made up 46% of the box office when you compare all the movies, all the movie studios that have come out, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Universal, all these. So
Marvel, obviously.
Well,
Marvel's Disney.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, but he's saying like Disney has beat out all these others.
I was just including Marvel.
Yeah. And the movies that have come out for Disney this year, we have Avengers, obviously, Lion King, Aladdin, Toy Story 4, Captain Marvel, Lion King, and they still have Frozen 2 and Star Wars at the end of the year. So
Jesus.
Yeah.
Disney owns everything.
Disney does own everything. I'm hoping to buy this podcast.
It's like Disney. And, it's like Disney and Amazon, and that's it.
Bob Iger, please pick up our podcast.
Google, Apple, Amazon, and Disney.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was just looking at Crawl. There's a movie about meth gators.
Yeah. It's produced by Sam Raimi.
It's a movie about meth gators.
That's not meth gators.
I think it's just.
Might be.
I think it's just gators.
It's called about meth gators. Full question.
But to synopsis, obviously, we've all seen the movie. It's basically Hamlet and lions.
Well, I want CJ to do it.
Oh, yeah. CJ,
Come on,
do
CJ.
it.
No, I can't. I'm pissed.
Why?
Yesterday's not in theaters anymore. I guess it's because my ass didn't go watch it. No one else did either. So.
You went to go see Avengers for the 20th time instead.
Oh, shit.
Hey, he got over the hump, so.
Yeah.
What was the question?
What's the synopsis of Lion King?
I don't fucking know. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the movie Lion King.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Then you've seen it.
Alright. It's Hamlet.
You can't just do what he just said.
Okay, Hamlet happens with lions. That's what happens.
Well, that was the worst one.
Hey, Hamlet, I'm right.
I usually wait for your synopsis because it's actually really funny, and that one just.
I'm right.
Laid a big old turd.
Okay, fine. Jesus Christ. There's like a child. He's a lion, and he goes and his dad's the king, and he like. I don't like that. I haven't seen it. Like I said, it's not fresh. Anyway, he goes to him and his girlfriend go to the elephant graveyard, and they piss his dad off, and they fight some hyenas, and he gets all mad, and his brother's all jealous, and he gets all sad, and they find some friends, and a thing happens, and it's bad, and then hijinks ensue, and I get tired of it.
There you go.
Basically,
All right.
go read Hamlet. That's what happens.
Okay, so this is more. We'll do a really quick one as far as what we actually thought of the movie, but
I've never read Hamlet. This is what a lot of people online said, and I believe them.
they made me read it for honors English. And
Is it just like this? Is it like it?
It's a lot more complicated. Zazu's character is actually part of the plot to kill Hamlet, and it's more Shakespearean, obviously. So
Yeah.
there's more backstabbing and all that
I never
stuff, so,
never read Hamlet either. So.
Is it a book? I thought it was a play.
Well, all the Shakespeare stuff was translated over to books and stuff like Julius Caesar and Romeo and Juliet and stuff. They're all Shakespeare.
I've never thought of Shakespeare. Take two. I've never thought of Shakespeare as a thing you read more as opposed to like a thing
Acted
you watch
out.
on.
I've always thought of them as literature, like because they're screenplays that Shakespeare wrote, or the person. There's a whole thing. People think that Shakespeare is actually an amalgamation of a bunch of people that whatever. It doesn't matter. But
Is he?
The rumors have it that either Shakespeare was a group of people that wrote these plays, or that Shakespeare was this other guy that was his pen name, or that this guy took credit for somebody else's work and his name was Shakespeare. So it's a whole thing.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But so when I think of Shakespeare, is they take these screenplays for theater stage performances and stuff, and then they would write them down in this old English. Well, you can read them in this old English, or they're transcribed or translated into more modern English. And the ones they made us read for honors English, they were like in the ye old English and stuff.
That would suck.
Oh, it sucked, but there was a lot of footnotes. So like, this is what Julius Caesar meant, and I'm like, just give it to me in English, man.
It's probably a really interesting story.
Yeah.
You'd probably like to read it in English.
Yeah. Julius Caesar is complicated as fuck.
I think the only one we read was was it Julius Caesar?
We did Caesar, and then we did Romeo and Juliet, and then we did Macbeth.
Oh, instead of I never did Macbeth. We did
Macbeth.
I didn't. I don't know if you guys did. I did.
Oh.
So I guess it just varies, but we did Julius Caesar, we did Romeo and Juliet, and we did Hamlet.
Julius Caesar's the one with Brutus, right?
Yeah,
Et tu, Brute.
Yeah, I was Brutus. I remember that. Yeah. I was gangster.
Yeah, and then there's also the Cleopatra and.
Okay, so I guess my question really is though, Hamlet's a book that I can just go read.
Yeah, you can.
It's not a screenplay.
No.
It's like it's a book.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think like with screenplays, like all you really got to do is focus more on like the telling them about the actions that's going on.
I know, but it's
annoying. It's really easy to.
Dude enters from stage right.
Well,
like,
that's how all movies are written.
But even then.
Yeah, but I don't want to read.
But even then, it's just like as he walked through the door, he says blah 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 instead of being like enter stage right and then say your part.
I even have a screenplay program here that eventually I'll get to. So much.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd rather just.
So it's asking you for a scene. So like outside midnight, right? And then enter, and then it's asking you for an action. CJ walks in while drinking beer, and then it's asking you for another action, so on and so forth. And then you can hit tab, so that's character. So CJ says, enter dialogue, suck my balls, Abel. And then when you hit enter, it's asking you for another character, so then Abel, and then dialogue. No, so you can write it down.
I'm thinking this is actually a great start for a play. I'd actually watch this. CJ walks in drinking a beer.
Hey, save that.
Suck my balls, Abel. No.
So yeah, and I've actually watched YouTube videos on it and stuff.
Don't
so
delete it. God, what are you doing?
I want to delete it.
That could be nominated for That could be nominated for a Tony Award.
Yeah, or a testicle award.
Testicle award. Okay, so Barker, after you're fresh from the movie, what'd you think?
Go fuck yourself if you haven't seen the movie. You son of a bitch.
I mean, watched it 25 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
There was some different scenes that they kind of 2019'd it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just watching the animated.
When I originally heard of this, I'm like, oh, this is such a good idea. This is going to be my favorite. Walking out, I'm like, I'd rather they just left the 1994 movie alone.
Right.
It's less dynamic, so the music part, the musical part and stuff. Like in the animated movie, obviously you can get away with a lot more because it's like, oh, there's talking hippos and shit, and they're just swaying high. Well, here they try to make it so realistic where they're just it's
switching
fun,
back and forth
but it's just switching back and forth, and it's not as you lose some of that spice a little bit, and a lot of things that I've been reading online. It's because they're lions and shit, and Zazu specifically, they don't emote emotions. It's just oh no, whatever. So it's difficult to get that thing that you got from the animated series because they are more anthropomorphic in the cartoon where you can see eyebrows.
He looks scared or he looks worried instead of just Bird just kind of saying what he's supposed to say.
The voice cast is good. I do prefer some, depending on if you go on a base character to character base. I do prefer some of the old ones to the new ones. I prefer.
What's a new one you prefer?
I think I prefer Gambino over Matthew Broderick. I do. Yeah. The grown up Simba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I prefer Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
Scar.
No. Yeah.
He
didn't do a bad job, but Jeremy Irons,
you could
tell he was made for Scar.
He killed it. Who else? I gotta say, man, I'm gonna rustle up the Beehive, but just Beyonce's not a very good actress, dude. She's not.
No. That's maybe if you want to say she's not a good voice actress. I've seen movies with Beyonce. She's a great actress.
I don't know.
Have you seen Obsessed?
No, I haven't seen Obsessed.
That's a great movie. She's great.
I'll rein it back a little bit. She's not a very good voice actress. Yeah. It seems very forced. You could tell that she's reading lines.
from a script.
Yeah.
Well,
it was bad. Well,
that's a different skill set.
Yeah,
it
but
really is.
John Oliver was good. I thought. I still prefer as good as John Oliver was. I still prefer Mr. Bean.
Ah, man.
Hey, he was great.
Yeah.
They both were good. I give John Oliver just because his voice.
John Oliver's awesome.
I'll take the animated Rafiki over John Caney.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, nobody did except for Beyonce. Nobody did a bad job.
It's just,
but it's
the '94 Lion King is my favorite animated movie, Disney animated movie of all time. So it's you have to bring your A game.
It's pick your poison. Yeah, really. I mean, the only person that we can't say anything wrong is Mufasa. I mean,
how did Seth Rogen do?
Actually, I like them. I do actually still prefer the original Tim and Pumbaa.
I liked Eichner over Lane.
I like Lane over
Eichner. Dave Lane was perfect.
Yeah.
No, dude, Eichner did a really good job. I liked Eichner. And then the animated one over Seth Rogen.
Actually, I think I would flip it. I liked Nathan Lane over Billy Eichner, and then I like Seth Rogen over.
That's what I assume I would be.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I just felt with Seth Rogen, he was forcing the funniness, and it's just be Seth Rogen.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
But. One piece of this movie that I did like over the original one actually is when they're singing "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." I actually did prefer that part because it's they're singing and all the animals join in, and then just in a split second,
kind of like an acapella,
yeah, Nala just jumps on it. It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
What else? No lion balls. There's no lion balls. I was strictly looking for lion balls. There wasn't anything. The hyenas, I like that they were voiced by Eric Andre and Keegan-Michael Peele. Yeah.
That's Keegan-Michael Key. And then I don't know who the other one was, the head one.
Jordan Michael Keegan. Was it? Maybe.
I don't know who that was either.
I'll look it up real quick.
But I did like the hyenas better in animated version because it's Cheech Marin, it's Whoopi Goldberg, and it's just like just somebody.
No, there's it's someone famous.
Florence Kazumba.
Never mind. I'm really sorry.
I think these movies are selling. These retellings of these movies are selling on nostalgia alone.
Yeah, it's
for sure.
Because those sentimental beats are still there, and I'm still kind of like, it hit in different parts now. Not that I'm a dad, anyways. It hit a little bit different. But the tell is as old as time, man. Lion King is really good. I just prefer the animated version one.
I obviously I don't know, disclaimer, but I think I probably agree with literally everything you said.
Yeah, no, the animated was, like I said, I mean, you go.
You know what? I trust Abel to speak.
I really wanted to make the joke. It's just like, man, I feel like I watched this movie 25 years ago. You know,
and better.
And better.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think it's visually stunning to look at. Like this legit looks like Planet Earth, the Discovery Channel documentary. Like it looks great. It just looks so good that you can't relate to the animals because there's like
because they're animals.
Well, and you can tell like Favreau like kind of took a piece from like Black Panther with like the whole like the whole like the jungle part when they're looking at like when Timon and Pumbaa are showing him and everything, just how like vast and like how green
it's on a huge scale.
Like lush, and then Pride Rock itself was just, I mean, it was stunning.
How was the song in the beginning? Was it cool?
It's the same one.
It's the exact same one.
I think they just remastered it.
Yeah.
Cool.
They changed Be Prepared. Be Prepared wasn't on a huge scale because it's hard to reprise that like Nazi hyenas, you know, kind of high step in it.
Yeah.
They Can't Wait to Be King. It's the same song, new voices, but it, like I said, it's not as dynamic with the scene and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Donald Glover and Beyonce kind of they did their own take on it.
That those songs are very special to me, honestly.
I love those songs.
No, they all are.
It's between that and Aladdin as far as the best soundtrack for a Disney song.
I love Aladdin soundtrack.
Oh yeah, but to me it's Lion King. But I mean, you're gonna say other people Aladdin. But
are you okay with Hakuna Matata? Because I liked it.
I liked it.
They didn't change it. They kept it to what it should have been. So
and the from Hakuna Matata, we should say spoilers, but you've seen the movie. You know, in the animated movie, they throw back to Pumbaa being a little piglet and he farts and they do the same thing in this one. Actually, they do throw it back and he looks adorable. It's funny.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, no, Hakuna Matata was fine. It's not as dynamic because like they're not like I said. That's my biggest complaint is the animated movie. You can get away with a lot more because you can draw things that you can't,
and they can be more cartoony.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
This is like they're trying to keep it as
well. The soundtrack is a key piece of this movie.
Yeah,
like you can listen to those songs and like you can get emotional of how good they are because, and if as long as it does that, that's a big part of it. I think.
The ending, I do like. The fights, I think. Oh, I don't know actually.
I like these fights compared.
These
to
fights were better, but the emotional when he's walking up Pride Rock, I like that better in the animated because it's like you get the same song and everything, but I think it just works better in the animated movie. So
the gore scene I think was better on this one.
Yeah, because I think you get the bigger scale of the gorge, just like all these fucking wildebeest.
Yeah.
I do like it in the animated version better how he knocks him down. Like, cause he
takes the claws.
Where this one he kind of bitch slaps him a little
He
bit.
takes the claws off and then like kind of punches him in the face.
So yeah, it's a mixed bag, but I enjoyed it for the most part because it's just like, and honestly, when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, I remember that from the cartoon. You know, in my head, I'm just playing the cartoon anyways. So honestly, if you're gonna watch it, just watch the cartoon.
Watch the cartoon. Watch this one. Do your own opinion. But I mean, you're wasting your time really because it's the same thing. Yeah. There's nothing really different. I think he changed out of 100%. He probably changed 2%. Yeah. That's about it.
There's a couple little things. Rafiki finds out Simba's alive a different way with his fur pelt. Where in the cartoon he's like doing his witchcrafty thing. Nala's given a bigger role, obviously, because it's Beyonce. And then what else?
No, he finds.
Oh, and then
there's more.
He finds something.
There's more secondary characters to this, like when Timon and Pumbaa, like they show them like the grub scene. Like there's more like
there's more.
There's like a marmoset and antelope and some other things. So yeah.
How does he find out he's alive in the original?
I feel like there was something that was floating in the wind.
But it wasn't. But
something happened.
But in this, it's his actual mane.
Yeah, it's his mane, but
Yeah.
in the anime, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's not that.
No, in the mane, it's like a petal or something, and then he puts some fruit on it and he eats it. And it's like, oh, he's alive.
Yeah.
Well, this one he actually there's like a 4-minute long scene honestly where we follow this mane going across Africa, and then it lands on Rafiki's
in it,
doorstep.
Simba was
Sounds
talking.
interesting.
Simba was talking to him about the circle of life, and they're like, no, it's not a circle of life. It's a straight linear, where life is meaningless and everything like that. So then his mane kind of falls off and everything, and it goes to a. Who does it go to first? It goes to an insect, and then it goes to a bird. A bird goes to giraffe. Giraffe goes to dung beetle. Dung beetle goes to
an ant.
I'm talking here. Okay, it goes to an ant, and then the ant goes to Rafiki.
Yeah.
So
sounds cool.
Yeah.
And it goes
it's cool. It shows a different
And like he said, it spans over this whole 4-minute thing, and it goes hundreds of miles. So.
Cool.
The emotional beats I think were. Just because you can emote better in a cartoon, I do think they were better in the animated version where especially when he's talking to Mufasa in the clouds and stuff.
Oh, you just see his clouds.
Yeah, all you really see is clouds.
You don't
Did it
see
say sex?
No. I was looking for that. I was waiting for him to fall and then just says sex.
Or says penis.
That'd be better. Damn it. That was your
But yeah, no. I mean, it was fine. It's a masterpiece as far as CGI goes and stuff.
Oh yeah. The CGI they put into this was really.
I'll probably end up watching it.
The biggest indictment I think though of this movie is the movie I went to was packed. I went to the Friday one at 5:00, and we were watching the movie and everything was fine. And then at the last scene, how Simba knocks down Scar and the hyenas eat him. Well, there was a kid next to me, actually 4 people down, and you hear him whisper, "Is that the good one or the bad one that fell?" He couldn't tell the difference because the lines kind of look the same. Yeah. Scar's kind of more shriveled up and kind of beat up. His mane's kind of fucked up, but you can't really tell. So he's like, "Which one fell?" So it's that's what sucks. Where in the animated movie, you clearly know which one fell. So.
There was one kid at the beginning, and they're like, "Mommy, is that a lion?" It's I don't want to make fun of this kid, but I was like, "You're going to the Lion King. Of course, that's a lion."
It's a horse. It's the Horse King. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on. What?
You know what? If they make live action Finding Nemo, I'm out.
They will.
I'm done.
They will.
I'm out.
No, they will.
They haven't done any Pixar movies. They haven't done any Pixar movies.
I'm telling you, I'm out.
They've all been Disney movies.
Oh, true.
So.
How could you get to Toy Story? Because they would just be the same.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just telling you right now. Definitive statement. I'm out. If they do Finding Nemo live action.
I mean, they could, but yeah.
Okay, well, CJ will be out.
Well, that's fine. I'm
So
telling you.
if you're willing to,
they made a lot of money off of Finding Nemo, so I mean, you could tell
if you're willing to accept the consequences.
Oh, CJ. Oh, Disney's like, man, what are we gonna do with this $1 billion? Because CJ's out.
CJ will be out.
Disney's just gonna go to the laundry basket, reach in the bottom for that shirt they haven't, worn in 2 weeks. You know what? I'm gonna wear this today. Febreze a little, and then walk out the door. So that's what they're doing with Lady and the Tramp. I mean, they're just gonna keep doing that.
From all the ones I've seen, none of them were Pixar movies yet. So.
Wow. Okay.
Can they do a Cars?
Just real cars.
Yeah, just real Cars.
I would watch that actually.
Wouldn't that be?
You're the one that shits on Cars all the time. What are you talking about?
It's a terrible movie. It's not a good movie. It's a terrible movie.
It is.
I've seen the first one. It was alright.
It was not alright.
No, it wasn't.
Anywho, all right. What are your ratings on this?
I'm gonna go with the tit.
I'll give it a tit too. Yeah, because you can have fun with it, but
we watched it 25 years ago.
It's a master. Dude, the '94 movie's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you give the '94 movie?
Oh, the Kitty Cities.
Kitty Cities. Yeah.
The Lion Cities, actually.
The Lion Cities that you couldn't see in the movie.
Yeah,
the balls.
or balls. Alrighty. Well, that was our quick review on Lion King because I think we have bigger fish to fry. But before we do move on, we do have one of the most interesting Florida bits of news I've ever heard. 5 guys arrested after fist fight at Five Guys.
I saw that.
That's a tongue twister, man.
5 guys arrested while being at
Five guys.
Five guys arrested after fist fight at Five Guys. Say that 5 times.
Oh no, fuck that.
5 guys arrested after five.
Five guys arrested after fist fight at Five Guys. 5 guys arrested after fist fight at Five Guys. 5 guys arrested after fist fight at Five Guys. 5 guys arrested after fist fight at Five Guys. 5 guys arrested after fist fight at Five Guys.
Wow.
That's me cheating though, because I was reading.
Yeah,
it.
you're reading
I was
it.
reading
Yeah.
that, okay.
Say toy boat. That's the shortest tongue twister.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy. I can't. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy. I can't.
No. Wow, I've never thought of that.
Well,
It's on Levitard.
I'm telling you, we did this.
It's like 60% of the show. Alrighty, we flipped this around, so this is kind of the main event of the show, but it's really This Week in Nerd San Diego Comic-Con edition. This weekend, obviously, the San Diego Comic-Con is the mecca, or is like the Super Bowl of nerd news. Like all the movie news are released, the casting, a lot of big news is released in this weekend. I've yet to be able to go. I try every fucking year and I can't. I think I've told CJ at least how it works. I don't know. I think I've told you how it works too. So like millions of people want to go to this thing, but only like 30,000 people can go every day. So what they do is they just pile on all these millions of people in this waiting room and they grab like 10 at a time. And it's like, okay, 10, 10, 10. So I've tried 3 years now. Haven't been able to get in.
The more accounts you have, the better chance you have. So
which we need to try next year. Yeah, yeah.
And once one of us gets in, we can take people with us.
Yeah. So they release a lot. Luna, get your ISIS ass out of here.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, they released a lot of big stuff. So we're gonna start with some trailers. So that released this weekend. I don't know if you guys. I know CJ hasn't seen any of them. I don't know. If you have. Did you see It Chapter 2, the trailer?
No. Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, cool. What'd you think?
I'm very excited for it. So.
You weren't very excited for the first one, were you? Or you didn't like it as much?
No, but I'm really excited. I'm reading the book. Right
Are
now,
you really?
Currently, yeah.
Like reading it or audiobook?
No, reading it.
I don't judge either way.
I'm reading it. It's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's thick as fuck. It's only like $10 at Walmart or whatever. So
Yeah,
look at my stack of comics. I'm never gonna
$14.99.
get to it, but it's fine.
It's $14.95.
We do see the transformation of the kids. We see them like as kids, and then we kind of see them more as adults. Now we have Bill Hader. He's in it. We have James McAvoy. We have Jessica Chastain. Those are the big three ones that I recognize.
It didn't really do much for me as far as like in terms of building excitement, but that is only because the first trailer they released for this movie is fucking phenomenal.
It's really good, right? The old lady and stuff.
So
yeah,
good.
So
I went back and watched because I've never seen the miniseries, whatever. I went back and watched that scene in that. Terrible. Just awful.
Well, it was a made-for-TV movie or whatever.
But the way they do this, that's how it needs to be done.
It's good.
You can't expect much from the TV series. They're on a budget.
I don't worry.
Okay. Tim Curry played the shit out of Pennywise.
Oh, yeah. Nothing against Tim Curry is a legend, dude. But this was more a good horror movie.
Yeah,
There's no better way to say it. That's like a sitcom horror movie, and this is a fucking legitimate good horror movie, and I'm here for it. I think this one will be better than the first one.
I hope so too, but I really like the first one though. So
it's okay, but I expect better than this one. So.
Okay, this is exactly 27 years after they even said it in the trailer, so I'm excited. Its release date is September of this year, which I never get why they don't release them in October. Like Halloween, the movie Halloween was like 3 weeks before Halloween, and I'm like, you're gonna get your biggest output in the box office if you do it like a week or 2 weeks before Halloween. Like I don't get it, or even the week.
I wish I had to just show it on Halloween.
Yeah, I don't get it. So
well, I don't know about on Halloween.
Well, Halloween usually doesn't land on a weekend, or it.
It's usually a weekday.
Yeah, it's usually a weekday.
But you're not going to the movies. You're going trick or treating with your kids.
Well, then release it that weekend.
That's better.
Yeah.
But not in November. It has to be like the week before.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to watch Halloween on November 4th.
Well, last year, or whenever it came out, it was like November, like the 2 weeks after Halloween or whatever.
But the movie is called itself Halloween.
Well, yeah.
I'm not watching Halloween in November.
I'm talking about
Which
any
is
horror
in general.
movie.
Okay, yeah.
I do like the classic trope in any movie, really, that the chubby kid always turns out to be the good-looking one, and they do it exactly.
I like that as well.
Except it didn't work for CJ.
Hey, I'm a growing boy.
Did you guys see the trailer for The Witcher?
No.
It looked really, really good. If you guys want to see any of these, actually, tell me to stop and I'll put pause and you guys can watch it. You guys want to watch Witcher?
I'll take, because Henry Cavill's in it, right?
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good.
So we saw it. What'd you guys think?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, so am I, dude. I'm so for it. I've been wanting my Game of Thrones whole plug here recently, and this is going to plug my hole, so I'm pretty excited. I know what I said.
Oh, I know what you said, but
Well, I wish Cavill would plug my hole. Did you see how jacked he was in that? Yeah. Holy fuck, dude. He looked fucking jacked. He personally said this is the best shape he's ever been in his life. And have you seen Man of Steel? To be bigger or in better shape than that, holy fuck, dude.
Nah, I'm still here for Jason Momoa. But...
No.
Can you imagine if Jason Momoa and Henry Cavill fought? That'd be so great.
Oh, I thought you were going to say fuck. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Either one.
Poll question.
Either
Fuck or
one.
fight?
Or both.
So it looks like Netflix is throwing all the money in this. It looks pretty good.
Too bad everyone's leaving Netflix.
I was just about to say, Netflix lost $17 billion in a single day. Because this is the first time ever that they lost American subscribers. They were aiming at 5 million new subscribers this quarter or whatever, and they only gained 2.5 net new ones. So it's like, yeah, they got new subscribers, but lost half of that. Yeah, a ton. So yeah, it sucks because for Netflix, I should say it sucks because then you have all these streaming services coming up. We hear about Disney Plus coming, and then Warner Brothers doing their own thing, and then it's.
I saw a show whatever. The Slipknot video that came out.
Mm-hmm. It's for the boys on
that looks
Amazon.
really cool, and that pisses me off because now I have to have like 19 things.
Are you gonna watch it? Of course you're gonna have to watch it now, right?
Well, yeah.
Because Slipknot's.
Well, it's not just because Slipknot. It just looks good.
Yeah. Well, Seth Rogen and them did it, so.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's
Seth Rogen produced it. Yeah.
The
show. Yeah.
The boys.
The super violent one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He did Preacher too.
Cool.
I watched like the first 3 episodes. It's not that I couldn't get into Preacher because I read the comic book and I love it. It's just like they're like an hour long, like legit hour or something long, and I'm like, fuck.
Don't I know someone with an Amazon account?
I have Amazon,
Yeah, I know. Sweet.
They were talking about like with this show, The Boys and everything, that the streaming service basically told like Seth Rogen because he wanted to do kind of like what he did with like Preacher and everything. And they're like, yeah, you really can't do that. So.
I think what they fucked up is they raised their prices.
Yeah, well, they're trying to keep
a lot of people are pissed about it.
Well, I understand that, but also with somebody that has to deal with constant questions about raising prices and stuff, it's just the cost of having to keep to produce like original content and stuff. Yeah, and nobody really knows exactly
how they make their money,
and then how many people are actually watching it. You always hear articles like Stranger Things broke the record for the most things ever watched on Netflix. What's that number though? Like we never know the exact number.
Probably just a ballpark.
Didn't they had that number?
No, they have that number, but they never release it. Like they never say like 30 million people watched Stranger Things.
I read an article where they did. I thought.
I read that they hardly ever do. Because when Luke Cage came out, it crashed the service, but they never said how many people actually watched it to crash the server.
I thought I read one with a number though.
Maybe they can estimate.
Maybe it might be. I'm not sure.
Okay, next trailer. The Kingsman. This is the prequel to the Kingsman movies that Barker hasn't seen yet. This one's set during World War I, which is pretty cool, and it tells the story of the very first Kingsman Guard, which is pretty cool.
That could be cool. But the thing that I think bothers me about that is that like it's taken away a really cool aspect of Kingsman, which is like the high tech stuff, like the.
Well, yeah, and there isn't in the trailer. There isn't a lot of gadgets and stuff. So.
Yeah. But that's like to me that's an integral part of Kingsman.
Yeah, but maybe they want to bring it down a little bit because the first one had a lot of gadgets, but the second one I feel like
kind of
overdid it. Yeah,
I liked it.
Well, I liked it. Well, I liked the gadgets of it, and I agree with it. But maybe they want to bring it down a little bit to see where the origin story is. Kingsman isn't done. Like they're saying that they're still going to tell the story with Eggsy and all that. But I like this. And I like how they keep finding these like British actors who do like who are classically trained and stuff, and they put them in action movies. Like Colin Firth was in the first one, killing a bunch of southern assholes.
Colin Firth has the best action sequence in the history.
Dude, and he's So they're doing the same thing with Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort. He's in this. So his name is T.E. Lawrence. Not enough T.E.s. Not enough people are named initially anymore. Like there's CJ and stuff, but like.
Oh yeah, just CJ.
Yeah, just CJ.
But nobody cares about CJ.
So that's pretty cool. Do you guys have any reverence for the old Top Gun movie? Do you guys care?
Nah.
They're making a sequel, so I will say Tom Cruise is still ageless. So yeah, he looks
right
in that movie. Yeah.
Probably looks younger in this movie than he does.
I thought he looked older in Fallout.
A little bit, but still.
Fallout was the first time Tom Cruise looked old to me. I'll say that.
Yeah, he did. There's certain parts where he did look rather old, but in this one, like you could have told me it was released in '94, and you're like, oh yeah, like, that looks like Tom Cruise in '94. This is 36 years since the original Top Gun was released because somebody was asking for a Top Gun sequel, I guess. Other people in this movie: Jennifer Connelly, John Hamm, Glenn Powell, Miles Teller, and
John Hamm's great. I want John Hamm to be in more things.
Yeah, he's good.
Miles Teller's in this?
Yeah. And it's supposed to come out next year.
You know what I really want to watch?
What's that?
I want to watch a series of the John Hamm character in the Bad Times at the cause whatever
At the Royale, he's an undercover FBI agent.
I want to watch a show starring that guy.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah. John Hamm should be in more things. He was really good in Baby Driver. Have you seen that movie? Dude, you're missing out.
I'll
Baby
watch
Driver's
it.
really good.
I'll watch it.
Last of the trailers, Jane Silent Bob Reboot.
Yes.
I'm really excited for that. Have you seen it? We're going to have to see it.
Yeah, you have to watch it.
Like, ever.
It's a good show. I like it.
Dude, it's so funny.
It's a good guilty pleasure show.
Yeah.
For sure. So what do you guys think?
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I'm going to watch that like 6 times.
I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. Half the reason why I'm doing this podcast is because I stumbled upon Kevin Smith
Fat Man on Batman.
Fat Man on Batman, and then it just like he has like 7 podcasts or whatever, so I listen to all of them. So yeah, he's a big kind of the way Kevin Smith puts things that you can, because he came from like his parents weren't actors, directors, whatever. He just wrote Clerks, and like now he puts all of his friends in movies and stuff like that. So yeah, always been a big.
He's if you became a director.
Yeah, just put all your friends and shit. Like he had a reality TV show called Comic Book Men.
Yeah.
Those are just all of his friends running a comic book store, dude. Like,
and they just talk about comic book stuff,
dude. Like for sure, like.
But I mean, like all of his movies are just memorable because of you can quote it, especially Jane Silent Bob. Like I know for a fact. We quote it all the fucking time. I mean, it's just like, it's that little piece of our childhood.
Yeah, for sure. I love Jane. And the rumors are that they're trying to get a Clerks 3 going, so like they've been trying to for a while.
Oh, it's just because that guy.
Dante doesn't want to. The actor.
No, it wasn't Dante.
It's Randall. The actor that plays Randall doesn't want to do it for some reason.
He can go suck dick.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. We see Ben Affleck, who him and Kevin Smith have not talked for the longest time, so. It's good to see Ben Affleck. They
said like when Ben Affleck got the Batman role and everything, Kevin Smith like did this whole like tweet and everything. It was just like me and Ben Affleck back in the day when we were doing like Dogma and Chasing Amy and all those. Like we would just sit like in our apartment just reading Batman comics, and he's like, so I'm so glad that they actually took a person who actually knows this stuff about Batman and put him into the role.
There was some falling out. The falling out started when Ben Affleck was dating Jennifer Lopez. And Jennifer Lopez didn't really like Kevin Smith, and they were filming Jersey Girl, so it's been kind of falling out since then. So, but yeah, I'm glad they're at least
get the fuck out of here with Jennifer
now,
Lopez.
So,
You know what? I don't get it with Jennifer Lopez. I don't get it.
I get it.
I don't get it.
I get it.
I mean, she's a nice butt. That's it.
Have you seen her lately?
Yeah.
She's still fucking banging.
Yeah.
You know what? I prefer the friendship between Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck over J-Lo's butt.
I agree. They did some good movies. I mean, Chasing Amy.
What do you prefer? Ben Affleck and Kevin Smith's friendship or J-Lo's butt?
That's a good one.
I also like how they brought back Shannon Doherty. And
they're all there. I
mean, James Vanderbeek and Jason Biggs. I love that. That's awesome.
What's her name? Shannon Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Who did I say?
Shannon Doherty.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Yeah. Shannon.
Are they going to bring back the monkey? That's all I care about.
I don't know.
They should bring back the monkey.
They should bring back the crew, whatever.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Elijah Dushku.
Yeah. I do love Kevin Smith, but he'll tell you himself he has like the biggest mouth. Like that's what people like. He's friends with like J.J. Abrams, with all the big directors and stuff, but they don't ever tell him shit because he knows that he's gonna say something in one of his podcasts. But surprisingly, he's been very quiet about like this movie he's been directing. So like, besides the trailer, like very little is known about the movie. So I mean, the only thing I know is that the plot, and it's in the title of the movie, Reboot. They're rebooting it, so they're gonna go stop the movie to reboot it. Because they did that in the first movie, so it's very.
They're gonna stop the reboot of the movie that stops.
It's
from
very
the original
meta.
movie.
But that's funny. That's on par. You know, like that's funny.
Well, and then in the Jane Silent Bob one too, you know, they're super fourth wall.
Yeah.
It's like Jane Silent Bob movie. Who's gonna watch that? And then they just kind of like pan over to the camera.
You know what I didn't realize? Like I realized, but I didn't realize that Will Ferrell's in that movie. Like he's the cop. Like it doesn't hit you till like, oh shit, Will Ferrell's like one of the biggest comedy actors, or not just actors in the world, so that's funny that he's in that movie. So, anyways,
and the guy from Reno 911, what's his fuck? Did you guys not watch Reno 911?
Yeah, but which one?
Which
There's
one?
like 5 guys
The dude
there.
with the mustache. Well, they all
I was like,
What? I can't remember his name. The Mexican dude. He's not
oh,
Mexican.
he plays Rocco, or he.
oh, Hank Azaria.
No,
No,
it's
No.
not Hank Azaria.
Ben something.
no. Al,
Anyway, it's him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What is he playing that?
He's one of the cops. He calls Will Ferrell an idiot.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
the sheriff.
Yeah.
The sheriff's Judd Nelson.
No, it was a different one. Right? No, maybe
Robert Bangarant.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Robert Bangarant.
I think he's in it.
No. Is it? No. The other one. He voices Rocco.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
that's
right.
fucking Hank
No,
Azaria.
that's what's right.
Or, yeah, Carlos Alazraqui.
Yeah.
No, it's not him. It's the first one you had.
It's this guy, Robert Bangarant.
Maybe I'm confusing him with Judd Nelson.
I think
Yeah.
you're confusing with Judd Nelson. 'Cause that's
Either
definitely
way, I'm
Judd
dragging
Nelson.
this in the mud and completely ruining
For me
the
to
podcast.
get us out again. All right, real quick tidbits here. Let's see. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s finally canceled. It's going to be canceled after the final season. So, have you ever seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Ow.
Have you ever seen it?
I've watched 2 seasons of it. Yeah.
Well, you have time to catch up. Doom
if
Patrol,
I want to.
Doom Patrol finally officially got announced for season
Fuck
2.
yes.
So the only thing though is that it was announced that it's going to stream on the DC streaming service
And
and
HBO,
HBO
Max.
Max, which is going to be the Warner Brothers thing. So,
I mean, cool.
We'll see.
Either
Cool.
or.
but it still puts the DC universe's kind of future in limbo. So.
And then they did Outsiders. They're renewing that, right?
Yeah, for season 4.
Yeah, and then Titans, they did an official date, September 6th.
Yep. And they actually had to halt production because one of the stuntmen died.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that totally was
Okay,
Judd Nelson.
you know what? That sucks. But holy shit, that sounds like an awesome stunt. It's gonna be cool. So maybe it's for a good cause.
They announced the first 2 animated movies for next year. The first, and they're both Superman movies. They're going to bookend the year. The first one for 2020 and the last one for 2020.
Hold on. If you're a stuntman, isn't that how you want to go?
Dying in a stunt?
Yeah.
I feel like there's been a lot of stuntman deaths lately. One died on The Walking Dead, one on Titans, one on something else.
Like I feel like if Rod from Hot Rod died doing a stunt, he'd be like, "This is perfect."
Yeah, you're right.
This is how I want to go.
So yeah, they announced the bookend for the animated movies next year. The one I'm really excited for and one I've always wanted to see, Superman Red Sun. They're finally adapting that, which is really fucking cool. That's gonna be the first one that comes out next year, and the last one is called Superman Man of Tomorrow, and that's an original animated movie. So that's cool.
So neither one in the continuity.
Maybe the last one, Red Sun, wouldn't be because that's a what if story.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's gonna either one. They're gonna be. It's gonna be good.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I do
continuity.
too. Well, the
Being-
Hush, when we see it in a couple weeks, that one is part of the continuity.
Cool.
So, yeah. Do you guys remember Superman Returns, the movie from like 10 years ago?
No.
Brandon Routh was in that. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Totally.
he plays the Atom in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, in this Crisis of Infinite Earths, he's reprising Superman. So that's pretty.
Yeah, I
cool.
heard that, yeah.
I have no idea what either of you are talking about.
The whole CW crossover thing that they're doing with like the Flash.
They
and
do
Green
every
Arrow.
year. Yeah.
Brandon Routh is going to reprise his role
Ross.
as Superman. Not
Don't know who that is.
like in canon, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's just
yeah,
he's
it's gonna be
Superman, but
but
not
a-
like
a
Superman
different
from that.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then another animated movie that was announced was Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. So that's pretty cool. Have you guys ever seen the original Justice League Dark?
Yeah.
It's really cool. It has John Constantine, Batman, Zatanna, Swamp Thing, Deadman, and Etrigan.
Yeah, we watched that the other night.
No, you watched that the other night.
You fell asleep or what?
Pretty sure you were there.
I was not.
Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, so they announced that too. The reason that this is all the DC news we got because DC didn't have a panel. They decided this year that they were gonna not do it.
Because
Yeah, because of
the
what
Big
we're gonna
Brother.
Yeah. Well, Marvel didn't have anything last year, and that's when DC announced Shazam. They announced Wonder Woman 2. So I think
I'm cool with that.
I think so too. I think they're alternating years. So maybe next year, now that we know the Marvel slate that's coming out,
Next year we get Justice League 2. I'm down.
maybe we'll see. But yeah, so they're alternating. So maybe next year. Well, and then it'll be closer to Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman's released.
Well, I think they're doing that because, well, I don't know if we're doing a Marvel thing next or what.
Yeah.
We're doing a
That's
Marvel
nice,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But I'll come back to what we're talking about.
So yeah, the biggest news of the weekend was Marvel unleashed their
Blowing their load.
big old Phase 4 dick and let us know what's coming for the next 2 years at least. And it's I don't think I've been more excited for. I'm more excited for this phase, I think, than the previous phase. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say that with context because we don't know what these are. Like so with phase 3, we knew there was an end game, literally and figuratively, right? We don't know where they're going with this at all.
Okay, so not counting phase 1 because they're still trying to build it up. Are you more excited for phase 4 right now or phase 2 back then?
Phase 4 now.
Okay.
I think they said they're not really going anywhere, but they.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have no idea. Like, so we knew.
They could be just saying.
So we knew after the Avengers, right? We knew that there is a
cosmic.
Yeah, there is an Infinity Stones. There's a Thanos, whatever. With this, we don't know what the fuck is next. So
we're starting at square one again.
So yeah.
But I think what I'm saying is that they're saying, and they could just be saying this. They fuck with people. They fucking.
They're the people.
They say, "Hey, look over there," and fuck.
They're good at sleight of hand.
But I think the story they are sticking to so far is that there isn't a plan really, as far as like an overreaching Thanos arc. There isn't one.
I think it's kind of like with the first one. They're gonna basically do a phase 1 and phase 4, just rebuild and then kind of go phase 5 from there.
Well, I know, but that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that there's no end game.
There's no structure.
Yeah.
This doesn't have an end game. Yeah. It's just kind of like farting in the wind. But no, I mean, it's a substantial fart.
I think no, with Kevin Feige, I think there's structure to this fart.
Probably, but that's what he's saying. His official position is that there's not
that far. Right?
Yeah.
That was pretty substantial.
Okay, well, before we get to that specifically, there was big news on the Avengers Endgame front. It officially, as of Sunday, passed Avatar as the.
Congratulations, CJ.
Yeah, for the money that we're never gonna see. Woo! Officially passed
we have
Avatar
to use a snowball now.
As the highest-grossing movie of all time. This weekend, it earned $1.19 million at the box office, which passed the $2.789 billion that Avatar earned, and it now sits at 2.79, so officially beat it. So, but when you count inflation, Avatar still.
But
shut up, Abel.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had their big conference, their big presentation at Hall H, which is what they call the big.
It's the Madison Square Garden.
It is the Madison Square Garden of the room, the press conference rooms.
You want to be in Hall H.
Luna, you son of a bitch.
If you're in Hall Double Z, then you're kind of screwing or kind of sucking at life.
So yeah, so I'm going to talk about these in the order that they're going to come out.
Okay.
So. We're not going to get a Marvel movie or Marvel anything really until Black Widow, May 1st. Black Widow is supposed to come out, or is supposed to be set after Civil War, but before Endgame, so that's why Black Widow's still a thing.
Yeah.
So.
And they're kind of focusing on the other Black Widows
that
are doing, and then they have Taskmaster, which I don't know if you saw that concept art. He looks fucking badass.
And Taskmaster is technically a Spider-Man villain, which is cool though that they're going to use him other than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, because he has such a rich rogues gallery, maybe second only to Batman, that I'm glad that they're going to use him for other movies. No, oh, you wanted one?
I kind of liked.
Good to see you too, Jasmine.
I kind of liked the idea of, hey, let's borrow a villain from you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has such a rich tapestry of villains.
But not even just Spider-Man. But like Marvel, they could take like a Fantastic Four villain and make him or an X-Men villain or something, whatever.
Well, we're gonna talk about a little bit of another villain that's been kind of introduced before and is gonna be used in a movie. So.
Or like a Captain America villain. Here fight fucking Thor.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I like that.
And we're gonna get a couple of those here in a minute. So, officially starring David Harbour as Red Guardian, Florence Pugh as Yelena. O.T. Faglebean as Mason, and then Rachel Weisz.
He's really sorry.
Yeah.
Ogle.
And then Rachel.
You listen to this.
Rachel Weisz is Melina. So Rachel Weisz is in this. David Harbour's in it. I'm excited. So.
David Harbour, who is Hellboy, is now going to be a Red Guardian.
Yeah, and not only that, but you haven't seen Stranger Things season 3, and you haven't either. Okay, so I want to.
Have you?
Yeah, I've seen
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Because I didn't start from season 1.
Well, die in a fire.
Which we're going to talk about next week. So.
Don't die in a fire. We just talked about.
But yeah, so that's the first thing we get. So there's rumors on whether or not it's going to answer questions as far as like why she ended up jumping, but I think that's already explained, kind of. And there's rumors whether or not Hawkeye's going to appear in it.
No, because they say that in it, like, they actually, like, they talk about a scene, and it says, like, intro, or, like, exterior, Budapest.
Really?
And everybody apparently just went fucking ballistic, because they're like,
we
we gotta figure out what the fuck happened to Budapest.
Yeah, because they actually showed some footage at Comic-Con, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like, there wasn't, like, a trailer or anything, but, like, the article I read, they're just, like, the guy, he's, like, moments ago, they just talked to Black Widow, and he just, like, he did, like, the thing, just like, alright, we're gonna read a little, like, bit of the script and everything. It's, like, exterior, Budapest, and everyone's just like, ah! It's like, alright, cool, I'm down.
That's fan service like a motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, yeah. So that's the first Marvel thing we're gonna get, and that doesn't come out, though, until 2020, so, yeah.
What the fuck are we supposed to do till then?
Cry ourselves to sleep.
That's next year, so it comes out May, so less than a year.
I have a question.
I'm a Marvel junkie, okay? I need my fix.
The Endgame comes out literally in DVD and Blu-ray in like 2 weeks, so...
I want to end
I'm supposed to watch that for like 8 months?
Yeah.
I want to end this whole entire thing on a good note, so I'm going to get my cynical question out of the way early.
Okay.
Do not all these projects, Black Widow, WandaVision, what else?
We'll get to them. Yeah,
all of them. Loki. Do they not kind of take away some of the sting out of the characters dying? Like,
not if it
does
was,
it not lessen it to
not
an
if
extent?
it was post.
Well, I understand, but part of the hurt of them dying,
Then we don't see them again.
We don't see them anymore. Does that lessen it?
I don't
I don't think so.
No.
It's kind of like a cheat. It's kind of cheating.
Not really.
Like, part of the problem with the biggest problem is that we don't get to see her anymore. Scarlett Johansson. That's supposed to be like.
No, I'm okay with them filling holes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm just simply wondering if it doesn't kind of lessen the impact a little bit.
No, because the impact to me was watching it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it lessens it. Not for me. It might. You have your opinion, which is wrong.
I don't think it does.
I'm not saying that's my opinion. I'm wondering.
I just want, like, I'm with Abel, like, just tie up the loose ends,
questions.
and then we kind of, I'll have that, that acceptance of it.
Okay,
You know?
that's cool.
So then after that, this is where they're going to lean heavy into the Disney Plus stuff. So it's, from what I've heard, is limited series. Like, they're not, the Falcon, which we're going to talk about, the Falcon and Winter Soldier show is not supposed to go on for 7 seasons. I heard these are like 1 season things that kind of move the story forward. Instead of giving the Falcon and Winter Soldier their own movie, they're kind of giving them like a 10-episode season on the Disney Plus app.
So kind of like a mini movie before they go to the next movie.
Yeah.
So
like you can
movie, miniseries, movie, miniseries.
So you can think of it as like an 8-hour movie.
Okay.
If there's like 8 episodes or like 16 episodes, or whatever.
Okay.
So this is going to be the first of the Disney Plus shows. And actually, Zemo's coming back.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to get his purple mask, which is fucking dope.
It's still Daniel Brewer, right?
It's still Daniel Brewer, so I'm pretty excited. And this takes place after Endgame. All these TV shows are supposed to take place after Endgame. So.
Vision. It's interesting.
Vision.
Okay, WandaVision.
We're not there yet.
Okay,
I'm going in order, you son of a bitch.
Well, I know, but it's just interesting.
Okay, so after that, in 2020, November 6th to be exact, The Eternals. And we're getting Angelina Jolie officially, Richard Madden, who was... Rob Stark. Camille Nanjiani, Lauren Ridolph, Brian Tyree Henry, Salma Hayek, Leah McHugh, and Don Lee, who is, I guess, a big star in South Korea. So that's pretty cool.
I already have a problem with that.
Why?
Nowhere in there is Keanu Reeves, and I don't like that.
The Eternals?
Yeah, shouldn't Keanu Reeves be in the Eternals?
Maybe
doesn't that sound like something Keanu Reeves should
Maybe
be
they're
in?
saving him for something else.
Well,
the Eternals have to fight somebody.
I don't want him to be a villain. It's Keanu Reeves.
He can be a villain.
He's a beautiful angel on Earth.
He could be a beautiful demon angel on Earth.
All right. Can Keanu Reeves be a beautiful demon angel on Earth?
The Eternals is kind of sort of like the Guardians of the Galaxy, where like people think they know about the Eternals, but not really.
Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah, so
I know a little bit.
The Eternals are based on Greek mythology, and they're tied to Thanos. Thanos is kind of an Eternal. The Eternal is a group of Celestials. Thanos is a Celestial, and actually, to be specific, he is a mutant from the Celestials, and they're known as Deviants.
Yeah.
And they're like the mutant Celestials, the mutant Eternals. So there could be a Thanos tie-in in here somewhere. So
Well, kind of like what they were saying is he's supposed to reprise his role of Thanos, but it's supposed to be like the Eternals versus the Deviants.
Who else is a Deviant?
There's like a couple.
Yeah, they're not super well known, but like Thanos is supposed to be a deviant from the Celestials, the Eternals. So, so that's coming out in 2020. Then we have in February.
I'm sorry.
No, you can.
Is there a Eternals comic series? Or?
Yes, the one it's being based off of was in early 2000s, and it's from Neil Gaiman, who we talked about, who wrote Sandman. So it's supposed to be really good. Only like 7 issues, so if you want to catch
just
up.
the Eternals?
Yeah. Okay. So look that up. Okay, after that, we're getting Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Remember how we were talking about villains in whatever? We're going to have to get the actual Mandarin in Shang-Chi, February 2021.
And the Ten Rings.
And the Ten Rings.
Organization.
I've never even heard of Shang-Chi.
He's the first Asian superhero, so...
Cool.
Yeah. He's what Iron Fist should have been, and hopefully, like, they do him right. He's Kung Fu Master, the whole thing, so really excited for it. Let's see.
I'm the Iron Fist.
Could be. There's rumors that it could be the Infinity Stone situation because the 10 rings that we're giving to the Mandarin each possess a different power.
Cool.
So.
Okay.
And as we know, the Mandarin was introduced in Iron Man 2. Or no, Iron Man 3.
Kind of.
The idea of the Iron Ring, or the
one shot at the end kind of sets up the actual
What are you guys
Mandarin.
talking about?
The Mandarin.
Ben, what's his name? Ben.
Why? I guess I forgot about the final shot.
It's Ben.
Middleston or something? No.
Ben Stevenson.
The guy who was Trevor Slattery.
Yeah, it's
Ben something. The guy from Lost.
Oh, Ben Penelston. Has it been Penelston?
Why'd you look at Muhammad? Oh, he was Muhammad Gandhi. Okay, my bad. I was like, where are we going with this?
But, no, there's nowhere on there. I know what it is. It's Ben Kingsley.
Kingsley.
Yeah, he played him in Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
But there always has been the terrorist organization, the Ten Rings.
10 Rings from the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, so what happened in Iron Man that I forget?
Iron Man 3, the 10 Rings. Remember, there was a fake Mandarin.
Right.
But there's actually a real Mandarin.
So the guy that was Kingsley.
I'm with you. What are you guys alluding to? As far
he was
so there was a final shot.
He was a fake one.
There's like there was a 5-minute short, one shot where it showed that there is a Mandarin.
So like he's getting interviewed in prison.
I thought you were saying like you saw the ring.
No, he's getting interviewed in prison, and the interviewer's just like, just so you know, the real Mandarin is upset with you. Blah blah.
So yeah, they're gonna finally introduce him on here. So we're talking about using villains from some hero to another one. They're gonna use a Mandarin in this, so that's pretty cool. That was one of the things that I was upset that they left hanging in the air after Iron Man, and spoiler warnings that he died.
Because he's like
they're gonna bring
Iron
him
Man's
back.
like number one.
There's a couple things like that.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking earlier about Doctor Strange, that guy at the end. So yeah, never mind.
Who?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mordo.
Yeah.
Scar. We're tying this all together. Good job.
Yeah. So and actually, there's a tweet from the guy that's playing
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. He tweeted this December 3 of 2018. His name is Simu Liu. How would you pronounce that? Liu?
Sure.
The actor that's going to play Shang-Chi.
You would know better than we would.
But he tweeted in December of 2018, okay, at Marvel, are we going to talk or what? Hashtag Shang-Chi. And then in July of 20, thanks for getting back to me. So he tweeted, like, shoot your shot, man. And he got the role. So they actually just cast him, like, last week. So it's recent. So
I want some badass kung fu fights in this movie.
No, he's like a trained martial artist. So.
Like this, I want this to be. You know how they have genres.
I
want this to be a fucking kung fu.
What Iron
movie.
Fist should have been exactly. Yeah. Instead of like in the boardroom, like no, this is what it's gonna be.
This should be a kung fu movie.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Okay, so spring of 2021 after Shang-Chi.
That actually might, especially so far on the list, probably what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, it's
well, and that one's a movie, right? That's not.
Yeah,
okay,
that's a movie.
So that's a movie.
The only TV show that I've talked about so far is the Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier. Okay.
This is the next TV show, WandaVision. Still the worst title ever, but
it's awful.
But it's pretty exciting. It's gonna be like a 1950s sitcom, like Leave It to Beaver aesthetic, but it's like Wanda going through like interdimensional, trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, like with their mental state, and trying to find the vision and stuff like that. So I'm kind of excited for the premise of it. It's a bad title still, and it's supposed to be connected with the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
like these are all supposed to be interconnected, as the Marvel universe is. But usually these movies like stand alone.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of not so much.
Well, I mean these. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but you said like Marvel is good at it. I was like,
well, and then the Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix show,
Okay.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really doesn't like tie into like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay. How is that possible? Don't you?
It's like adjacent.
Yeah.
Weren't you the one that said they totally do? Like a long time ago?
Subtle hints of it. The only thing that really connects it is Coulson. That's about it.
Okay.
And like in the Netflix shows, it was always like the event, whatever. Like they never actually.
Like they never said the Battle of New York,
but that's not necessarily.
Or the snap, or anything like that. Yeah.
Isn't that a good thing though?
But you would think like Coulson, who's part of the MCU, like he goes over to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like you talk more about it.
I would think that would make it better.
Never seen it, so I can't tell you.
That's true. Yeah,
but yeah,
Whitney, I'm sure want to take $1,000 bet that Whitney's seen it, and one is trying to school like he's on his computer Twitter right now.
Yeah. Parker's totally wrong.
So please enlighten
fight
us,
me, Whitney.
Yeah.
Please fight me.
Parker and enlighten us.
A big thing also from WandaVision is Monica Rambeau's supposed to be in this, who is the second ever Captain Marvel, but it was the kid in the movie Captain Marvel, so she's supposed to reprise the role. So after that, we get the next TV show, Loki. It's supposed to come out in spring of 2021, and this is going to follow the Loki that got away in Endgame. So
I'll fuck with some
with the
Hiddleston.
Tesseract.
I'd fuck with some Hiddleston.
Yeah. And all these are like the original actors, like Tom
Really
Hiddleston, Anthony Mackie, whoever plays Winter Soldier.
I want Loki.
Sebastian Stan.
Did
you see that thing with Gwyneth Paltrow?
No.
Oh my goodness! You just did the same thing. She had no idea who he was.
I know who he is. I just don't know who his name.
No, Gwyneth Paltrow didn't. And she's been in like
well,
three
fuck
movies.
Gwyneth Paltrow and her goop ass.
I
like,
agree. But she's been in like 3 movies with the guy, and he was like, "Oh, who's that?" And he's like, "They were like, you serious?"
Sebastian Stan.
It's the guy you've been. Oh my god! And it was like a whole thing.
I don't know.
He was funny about it. He said something on Twitter. Like,
with the Loki TV series, what I really want, like when I first heard it, I was like, I want him to narrate like what he's doing.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
I just could see him doing that. That'd be funny.
So probably the movie that I'm most excited for is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It is supposed to be the first horror movie. It's still going to be rated PG-13.
Well, because the director, other than The Day the Earth Stood Still, he's mostly like horror films.
Really? I didn't know that. So
that and Doctor Strange.
That's why I'm bringing it on the show.
Scott Derrickson. Yeah.
But it's supposed to follow Doctor Strange throughout the multiverse and see how this is, which is why it's supposed to tie in with WandaVerse somehow.
Well, she's supposed to be part of the movie.
Yeah.
No, I mean I watched it yesterday, Doctor Strange, and just how he did that, the visuals and everything. So if you're gonna do a multiverse, you're gonna go even like farther than that. That's gonna be fucking insane.
I'm so excited, dude. This is probably the one movie I'm most excited for in this. No, well. Actually, the one I'm most excited for is coming up. So we'll see.
No, it's Shang-Chi.
No, I think I know what he's talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Summer of 2021, we're gonna get an animated TV series called What If, and it's gonna take different scenarios on like what if something else happened. The one that's rumored to be first is what if Peggy Carter took the superhuman syndrome or whatever. And it's supposed to be Union Jack, which is the Captain America version of England.
There's 4 different stumbles right there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you could just power through it. It's good.
That's my thing. That's my MO, man. Ain't no stumble gonna stop me, man.
Well, I thought like the first one was supposed to be like, what if the Germans actually got the super serum and they made like Captain Germany.
Oh, that could be it too, but the rumored one is what if Peggy Carter too. Yeah. So it's supposed to be all
what
kinds
if Iron Man like sold off like his tech to whoever?
Yeah. So I'm excited, and all the voices are supposed to be there, like all of them minus Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. Like those are, they got everybody else but those 2 guys.
So Chris Hemsworth and
all of them.
Really?
Yeah. So they're gonna do what if stories with all of them, except minus probably Captain America and Iron Man.
That's cool.
My boner kind of went a little bit less.
Yeah, it sucks, but
I mean, I'm still down for the show, but
yeah.
I mean,
and it's animated, which means that they could get away with a lot of stuff. So I'm excited for that. That's cool.
All right, yeah, I'll fucks with it.
I like that it bothers me less because it's just what if. It's not, really.
And
it could have happened.
yeah, and then Marvel's known for the Watchers, the Watcher, and he's supposed to tell the stories because he knows all the different, multiverses and stuff so he knows, he's going to tell us, well, in this universe, Captain America is so-and-so, but this is what happened in this universe, so on and so forth. So I'm excited for that to see, different scenarios and stuff. And people have infinite time apparently to just research everything, and they zoomed in to the What If logo, and they saw Marvel Zombies, they saw all this, so it's pretty fucking cool. We'll see.
All right.
And there's actually a What If comic book line, so we'll see how it varies off of that. So,
but I mean, anybody could really do it. If you're reading Thor, it's just what if he did this?
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
Okay, then let's just roll with it. Okay, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then you got yourself a series, So, I'm down.
Then fall 2021, we get the next TV show, which is Hawkeye. That's the name of it, and this is supposed to take place after Endgame. And the plot, the synopsis is he's training Kate Bishop, who is the second Hawkeye. So he's probably passing on the mantle. So
is that his daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one from Endgame.
Cool.
I don't know if I'd... Oh, maybe it's good. I don't know.
Wait, is his last name Bishop?
Does that have to be? I mean...
it's Barton.
Well,
but...
Oh, yeah. Why is his daughter named Kate Bishop?
I don't know. It's comics, man.
Is it just comics, man?
That was the best explanation to any ever. I don't know, man. It's comics.
All right. The one probably I'm most excited for is this one. November 5th, 2021. Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm so fucking excited for
you
it.
threw me on a
Oh,
curve on that one.
well, no, I'm excited.
I thought
for
you were
that
thinking the
one,
other one.
But that was I don't even know how far that is for this phase. This is what I'm excited for.
Okay.
Thor and Love and Thunder. It was announced before San Diego Comic-Con actually that this was going to be a thing. That Taika Waititi was coming back, and reprising his directing role, probably Korg too. He did have to drop out of Akira though to do this movie, so that sucks. But it is what it is. But
Andres is pissed.
You should have been, dude. You should have done some James Gunn shit and been like, nah, fuck that.
I'm doing both, bitches. I'm doing both.
Oh yeah.
But he is coming back, and who knew, man? At the beginning, if you would have told me that Thor was going to be the first one to get 4 movies before Captain America or Iron Man, I would have told you you're crazy.
I would have said, fuck yeah. Suck it, Abel. That's what I would have said.
But really, over Iron Man and Captain America?
Right.
No. The only reason,
America,
the only reason there's a Thor 4 is because of Taika Waititi and what he did in Thor Ragnarok.
There will probably still be a Captain American movie. But it'll just be Falcon.
But it wasn't the first one. I would have... Honestly, I would have thought Iron Man 4.
I thought for sure Iron Man 4 would have been first.
But then after the whole Endgame thing, it's just okay, it's up in the air for anybody really now.
So, what we heard already from this movie is Valkyrie's coming back, and officially he's the first gay character in the Marvel Universe. Or first gay hero, because the one of the Russo brothers was gay in the Endgame.
Yeah.
So.
I guess a lot of people were pissed about that, but I liked it a lot.
I liked it.
Does it matter, really?
No, but they were saying it should have been more monumental.
Oh.
And I was saying it's perfect that it's not.
Subtle, because
it's normalized.
They're not,
and cool.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not showing it in your face.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
I do like that. Yeah. Jane Foster's coming back. Natalie Portman. I'm excited for this actually because in the comics they did a really good job of it with Jason Aaron, who wrote this comic book line. Jane Foster is the first female Thor, and I don't know if this is how they're gonna play it, but in the comic books, she had cancer, and the only reason that she was alive is because the power of Thor kept her alive.
But it also killed her.
It's also killing her at the same time, though.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they play it that way, and I'm really excited for that.
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Why wouldn't you?
I'm pulling my benefit of the doubt card out right now.
She was good.
She's never been a great actor.
Natalie Portman?
No.
I love Natalie Portman. Wait, didn't you have beef with Natalie Portman too?
I'm trying to squash it.
It's a 2-1 right now.
No, here's the problem. I don't know what my beef with Natalie Portman is. I just have one, and I don't like that.
But like I said...
Hillary Swank too. Get out of here with Hillary
We document this right now. Today, I pulled out my benefit of the doubt card. If she bombs... I did the same thing with Brie Larson, and I had to take my card back.
Larson's fantastic.
So...
You know who's fucking great? Who do you think the best actress in Hollywood is? Wrong. Do you guys even have answers? I'll just be the day.
I was going to say ScarJo.
I don't know. What's her name? Fuck. She's nominated for an Oscar every year. What the fuck is her name?
I don't know why.
How can I forget? I'm gonna kick myself, dude.
Well, I know the right answer. So. I just want to see if you guys know it. It's kind of a weird bomb to just drop in the middle of a mark. I don't know why I did it.
Meryl Streep. Obviously, it's Meryl Streep.
It's not Meryl Streep.
Yeah, it is Meryl Streep. No. Who is it?
Anne Hathaway. She's fucking fantastic.
Who's in the same movie? She's in the same movie.
Anne Hathaway's so good. I wish she was in the Marvel Universe, but
yeah.
that's great.
She's a good actress. She ain't Meryl Streep, but she's a good actress.
She's better than Natalie Portman.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I take Hathaway over Portman. Anyway, so like I said,
anyway.
I'm throwing my card out. She does horrible, you know.
She's a good actress. She didn't. Jane Foster is not her fault. From the first 2 Thor movies, they give her scraps. Like she's all she is a love interest. She's basic. That's all she is in those movies.
You know what?
If they give her some agency in Thor 4, she's gonna be really good.
From what I was reading, they did this. They did the movies perfectly because they had Thor and Jane Foster in the comics have an in and out kind of up and down relationship, and it kind of tracks with the movies.
Well, in Thor Ragnarok, it's like, well, I'm sorry Jane dumped you. She didn't dump me. It was mutual dumping. Yeah.
Yeah. That's according to the comics. That's on par. It's cool.
Yeah. So I actually.
So I give it a little bit more credibility.
Actually, when I picked up Thor, the comic book, and I was reading it for a while, that's where they were at with Jane Foster. Really good, dude. And if the director that Taika Waititi is, and the Marvel Studio logo, and if they're going to use that Jason Aaron run, I'm nothing but excited for this. It's going to be good, dude. I'm nothing but excited.
I never thought it wouldn't be good, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. I gotta say, the only reason I'm not more okay, I maxed out my excitement at Shang-Chi just because I love kung fu movies. And I know that's gonna be a badass kung fu movie.
Dude, if they can do like a 1970s kung fu movie,
that's gonna be fucking great.
Like 50 guys.
A Marvel,
and he just goes to town.
Like fucking Enter the Dragon, dude. Like
a Marvel version of a kung fu movie is gonna be fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you brought it up. We've talked about that before. How each Marvel movie is kind of its own thing. So yeah, I'm excited.
But that does sound great. I am genuinely.
Have you seen the logo to it? It looks straight from the 70s.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks fucking. It looks like He-Man-ish.
Yeah.
70s, She-Ra.
I saw that.
It looks fucking good. Yeah, I'm excited.
It does look really good.
And the news that nobody saw coming. Nobody. Not even insiders, Marvel, nobody. Like, everybody kind of thought there was going to be a Thor 4. You know, Shang-Chi has been removed for a while. Black Panther, you know, whatever. Nobody saw that Blade was going to get announced. Nobody. And let alone that Mahershala Ali is going to play Blade. He's
going to be great.
That is fucking great. Like, we talked about it when we talked about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He is one of the go-to actors right now.
He should be. He's fantastic.
Dude, and
that movie, The Green Book, he did with Viggo Mortensen?
yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well, and there's controversy behind that. But anyways.
Fuck the
he was in True Detective, which was supposed to be... He was great.
And he was in Luke Cage.
Yeah, he was in Luke Cage.
I haven't seen it. But he was
and he was in Moonlight, which I thought was really good. I like that movie.
I didn't see it.
But you know how he got the role? He swang his 2 Oscar dick. He's like, look, man, I got 2 Oscars. Like, what the fuck you want from me? So they did all this behind the scenes, and Kevin Feige announced out of nowhere that there's going to be a Blade movie. No release date. They don't know whether it's going to be in Phase 4 or not. But there's a Blade movie in development, which is fucking awesome.
You know what?
And they say they want Wesley Snipes to be part of the movie. I don't know how.
That'd be cool.
So
just a little throwback.
Yeah.
Cool.
If it's not Wesley Snipes,
Wesley Snipes was the first black. Actually, people like to say Black Panther.
No,
Wesley Snipes.
It's Wesley Snipes.
He was the first black superhero.
Well, there was a Black Panther movie in development, and it's going to be Wesley Snipes. So that's.
Well, and technically, if we want to go back, like Blackula was kind of the first.
That's blaxploitation. That doesn't count. But no, dude, really exciting. I wish I knew more about Blade, but
it makes me want to watch the old movies.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm reading the Avengers right now. Blade is an Avenger, so it could be done. Like the storyline that they had where they fought Dracula and the army of the undead, dude, it was really good.
Well, don't they have like an Avengers kind of like that? Kind of like how Justice League has Justice League Dark, you know? Don't the Avengers have that with like Blade?
They just started it.
But it's like a dark Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's exciting. Yeah.
What are you doing this weekend?
Cutting down that massive
this
bush.
next weekend.
Cutting down that massive bush. Why?
I want to come over to your house and just read comic books. I just read the shit out of a shitload of comic books.
Me and you, man, I gotta catch up.
All right, let's do that.
All right, we'll figure out some time. But yeah, super excited for that.
No, because everything that drops. Oh, I'm reading this and that sounds super cool and fun, and I want to.
I can send you guys some links and stuff.
I'd rather read the
For
comic, honestly.
Okay. Well, I don't have it. I'm reading them digitally.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, send us links. My bad. I totally
he got super upset about that.
Oh. Well, no, he has a lot of comics, though.
No, I get that, but I feel bad for you now.
Yeah, I was really excited. That's great.
Okay, so there was a video that somebody was able to sneak from San Diego Comic-Con, and Kevin Feige said that these are in motion, but not necessarily planned on when they're going to be released. Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and the two that people went batshit for besides Blade. He said Fantastic Four and X-Men. They're being developed. They're talking about them.
Yeah.
So. But a lot sooner than people thought.
You're not going to buy Fox and not fucking use them.
Yeah, but a lot sooner than people thought. People thought that they weren't even going to touch these for like 5 years.
Oh, no, they're going to be Phase 5. Definite. Give them some time, get some directors behind it, get a premise behind those, and then boom, let's go,
So yeah, people went batshit. So, and then that's when they announced Blade. So it's like, hey, we've announced our Phase 4, but, we still have Black Panther. We haven't even talked about Black Panther 2. We haven't even talked about Captain Marvel 2. We haven't talked about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We haven't even talked about, he said, Fantastic Four. Oh, and then we also have some mutants. So, like, people went nuts. And then they said, oh, and don't forget. And then that's when they brought out Mahershala Ali, and he put on the hat that said Blade like he was a first-round pick. He's like...
So, like I was alluding to earlier, I think what they're doing with doing that is because in 2020, they have all these movies coming out, all these shows and everything, so they really don't have anything to talk about. But then the year after, 2021, that's when they could start with their Phase 5, talking about that and everything. So I think that's what they're doing. It's just like they're going to blow their load in 2020, not do anything for Comic-Con, and then 2021, they got just ready to go.
I'm excited, man. You know what? And they released all these movies, and you know who did they not mention? Spider-Man. Who left with the biggest cliffhanger?
No, you said Spider-Man 3.
No.
Yeah,
No. He never said Spider-Man.
Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not.
Like I said, maybe in 2 years, they blow their load with Spider-Man 3.
I don't know.
How many loads are you blowing?
I mean...
You can literally blow the load every day. Twice a day if you wanted to.
If you don't do it through the weekend, if you don't do it, you can do it like 5 times on
I'm
one
saying
day.
you blown like 14 loads in the last.
And that's
20
fine. I'll
minutes.
pick it up.
Marvel's got $18 billion worth of loads. They can...
Loads the blood.
So...
Did you hear that? In 2009, they bought Marvel for $9 billion, and now they made $18 billion. So they doubled it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So out of all these projects that I've announced, which one are you most excited for? You can pick one. You can only watch one. Al-Qaeda has you, and he's like, you can only watch one.
Can we do one series and one movie?
Okay, let's do one series, one movie.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
Bet.
You first.
For me, Shang-Chi, probably. Just because I used to smoke weed and just watch kung fu movies, and that's... I'm not going to smoke any more weed. Great time to cough.
Right?
But I love kung fu movies. I grew up loving kung fu movies. That's at least half the reason I love The Matrix so much. Anyway, as far as the series, probably Captain America and Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier. I want to see the Falcon as Captain America stories, and that's cool.
And they said that he's gonna wear the Falcon. So yeah.
I would like his own movie. But
I'm sure they'll get there.
I'll take a series for now. That's cool.
Barker.
Movie wise, probably Doctor Strange 2. I think like just the first one, like I said, with the visuals and everything, and now they're gonna go like deeper into it. I think that's just gonna be a mind fuck. And then series, I'm gonna go with the What If because that entices me. Like they could do literally anything. So I mean that just kind of gets me kind of a little peaked. I'm
gonna go with. I was gonna say What If, but you took that, so I kind of want to give everybody.
No, you can.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna come out of left field and say WandaVision, just because of how it was built to me, like a very trippy 1950s sitcom, her traveling through different dimensions and stuff, tying in with Doctor Strange. Very excited for that, and then the movie. The only reason I'm not picking Blade is because like we don't know. We're sticking with this phase, right? So Thor, absolutely Thor for me. Like with Taika Waititi, with Chris Hemsworth coming back, Jane Foster. That very vivid still in my mind. That comic book storyline. Very excited for that. So those are the two.
You know, the way you put that WandaVision thing, where it's like a sitcom kind of her idea, like. It's kind of like a 50s-ish style. It makes the name WandaVision better.
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah,
but better. Because I thought they were just taking Vision and Wanda and putting it together into WandaVision.
And now it's more of a pun. Like it's not WandaVision. I get
it's not WandaVision. It's WandaVision.
Yeah.
Which makes it better.
Because the idea of like something Vision is very 1950s. You know, like Wonder Vision or like
Color Vision.
Color Vision.
Techno Vision.
There you go. So you got it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So it does make it better.
Yeah. And the logo looks very kind of like that Technicolor. Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah. So
is there anything? I think the better question is there anything you are not looking forward to in this that does not excite you?
Loki.
Yep.
Not that it doesn't excite me, but you have to pick. You're making me pick.
Well, not necessarily. And I'm wondering if there's anything that doesn't excite you.
Not that it doesn't excite me, but if I had to rank them, that one.
Okay. I think that excites me more than WandaVision.
Really?
Yeah. Just because I like... Dude, the Asgardian lore is pretty massive. And I think that'd be cool to explore that. Like, we get more Heimdall, probably. We'll get a ton of Chris Hemsworth, presumably. So I'm kind of here for that, to be honest. Maybe some Ronin, maybe. I'm down for that.
Well, okay, so what's yours then?
Oh, shit, probably What If.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so into that.
I'm down.
Yeah. What about you, Burger?
Man. I'm going to say Blade only because, like you said, like I'm thinking Wesley Snipes and they can go a completely different direction. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, like, for right now, I don't know.
Why don't you want them to go a completely different
direction? No. I'm saying, like, they could, you know? Or keep...
What I'm getting from him is that it's just so far away that it's not even on the radar right now.
Yeah. So I don't even know, like, who he's going to battle, what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's so far there. I'm just like, you know, all I got right now is the actor and.
Well, you have to pick one from this phase, though.
Yeah. So
from
not
phase 5. Probably WandaVision. Like, I like her, but she's just not on my top tier superheroes.
Dude, she's powerful as fuck.
No, I get that.
She about tore Thanos' said new asshole.
He's the one who, in desperation, made it.
Do it. But Lord, our troops just do it. He Shia LaBeouf that shit. Do it. Alrighty, guys.
You pulled that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Damn.
So my two questions of the shows: which movie are you most excited for, and which TV show are you most excited for? A good split instead of having it all together. So those are the two questions of the show. I'm running out of voice, so we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Next week's show, we're gonna do Stranger Things. Are you watching it with him?
On episode 5 on season 1, so I'll get it done.
Okay. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about next week. What are you guys reading, watching that you guys want to recommend?
Well, cat's out of the bag. I'm reading It, the book, the original fucking book, and it's great. Okay, so it's pretty fucked up though.
Yeah, I know. He was like on cocaine the whole time. I heard Stephen King.
No, I was gonna say all. Okay, so I'm reading it, right? I'm sitting there laying on my bed reading the book, and my phone is like 6 inches away from my book, and I'm getting into it. And this book is about a creature that turns into your worst fear, right? And it makes your worst fear come to life.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of spiders. I look up randomly, giant fucking spider just running across my phone. Scared the fuck out of me while I'm reading this. It's a terrible part to read it too, because there's a part where like there's a giant bird that attacks the dude, and it's the clown. Fucked up. All fucked up.
Damn.
Yeah. Imagine that. You're reading a thing about a creature that turns into your worst nightmare, and then your worst nightmare is running at you, at your face.
No,
That happens.
I have to deal with that every day, and I'm looking at him.
That happens to me.
All right, Parker, what are you watching, reading?
I'm just kind of going back into the DC universe. I'm redoing all like the animated series for Batman, all the animated films. I actually just talked to a lot of people about Justice League Doom. Mm-hmm. That's, in my opinion, that's probably the best animated movie that I mean, it was just so fucking awesome. And I told people about it, and so they're stoked about it. So
what do you mean that your film? Okay, no chance is better than the Red Hood. There's no chance it's better than...
No, I'm talking about out of the Justice League animated movies. War is up there, but I mean, Doom is number one.
Doom's good. I like Doom a lot.
Well, because like I got hooked on the fact that I was just like, Batman can defeat any superhero.
Because he has a contingency plan.
And then they're like, no way. I was like, not only that, but he just flops his dick on the table and says like, I could do it at any time.
Yeah.
Like instills that fear in the back of their head.
Not only can I do it, but I can do it right now if I wanted to, you son of a bitch, basically.
And then they're just like, so what about you? And he's like, I'm fucking Batman.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have no contingencies.
And if you don't, you're an idiot or whatever he says.
Or no, he's like, I do have a contingency. It's a Justice League, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just like, he just instills that fear. It's like, I planned all these out for you guys just to neutralize you. But I could kill you, you know? It's just like, so they're like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, he flops his dick out in front of all of them, you know? And they're just like, we gotta watch this. I'm like, all right, yeah. So.
What I'm reading is called Heroes in Crisis. It's a miniseries, 12 issues, and it's basically dealing with hero PTSD. It's really interesting.
Isn't that what Mr. Miracle was on?
Yeah, kind of. And it's no, it's Tom King who fought in Afghanistan and all that stuff. So he worked for the CIA. So you could tell he's working through a lot of his stuff through comic books, and it's really interesting to read. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I'm reading. So you guys check it out.
What is it called again?
Heroes in Crisis. Yeah.
Who's in it?
All of them. Batman, Superman.
It's DC?
Yeah, it's DC. So, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, let us know on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. You can find the show at Nerdworld Order 1 on any one of those platforms. You can find us personally on Facebook or Twitter.
I'm at CJMFA.
At Barker375.
At Saint_Able45. You can find the show specifically.
I have a question. When's the last time you were on Twitter?
2 days ago. I was. Check it out.
You can find the show specifically on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, anywhere you can find podcasts. Please, if not, if there's somewhere that it's like, hey, I listened to the show on iTunes, but I prefer to be on this platform, let us know and I'll upload it there, and hopefully we can get.
Hold on one sec.
Approved.
I read your tweet today, so I was on there today. Fuck off.
I didn't tweet today.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't.
Swear to God, you did.
While they figure that out, buy some merch. Buy some merch. We would really appreciate it. It gets us money for new equipment. Donate on Patreon if you want to do a one-time donation. Hit us up on nerdworldorder2@gmail.com for the PayPal. Patreon donate. We'll buy you a shirt. And I think that's it. Next week we're going to do Stranger Things like we were talking about. If you've watched it before, let us know what you think, and we'll put it on the show. So do you guys have anything else? We're running super long, but it's Comic-Con weekend, baby.
Comic-Con!
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Obey.
Oh,